Shan, have you decided on your team yet?
Not yet. We still have to look at the conditions. We do have a combination in mind, but I think one final look at the pitch and then we can see what's the best possible 11.
So have you decided on the combination at least? Do you know if you're going in with an all-seam attack, potentially you're using a spinner?
In our heads, we have something right now, but again, we'd like to have a final look at the pitch. There haven't been a lot of test matches played at this venue, so I think we'd like to have a firm look, a final look before we can decide what's best for us.
Mohammad Hafiz said he wasn't too satisfied with conditions in Canberra. They won't really replicate the ones here in Perth. Are you satisfied with the level of practice you've had here and at the WACA?
Look, I think as a team we talked about adaptability. Whether we play in Canberra, whether we play in Karachi, whether we play in Perth, how quickly can guys adapt to different conditions? That's more important for me. Good cricketers are always adaptable. They adapt very quickly to conditions, and it'll be the same because when we talk about these three venues, Perth, the MCG and the SCG all offer something different, and the challenge for our guys would be to adapt as quickly as possible.
Pakistan haven't had a lot of happy tours to Australia recently. You now lead this team. You were here in 2019, wasn't the best tour for Pakistan. How do you go about changing both the mentality and the on-field performance?
Look, I think it's best to look at the bigger picture as a side, look at the process, look at how we want to play cricket, and take results as a byproduct. If we play good cricket, if we play good cricket for 5 days consistently, I'm sure we'll be on the right end of certain results. So for us right now, it's how do we grow as a side, how do we go forward as a side, and if we do the right things for a long period of time, we'll be on the right side.
As a player, how much does that play on your mind that you haven't had success here?
Look, I mean, the beauty of this game is you get the opportunity to do something different. And that's what we want to do as a side. We want to go forward as a side, play attractive test cricket. And if the results come our way, yes. If they don't, then we'll go back to the drawing board and try to rectify our mistakes. But I see a lot of potential in this side, a lot of players that can take Pakistan forward, and again, for us it's about the bigger picture and playing good cricket and making sure we can compete against the best, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so.
And what would it mean if you could come away with the series victory?
No, it would mean the world to us, and like we said, when you talk about the bigger picture, there's the World Test Championship, so every test match, every single point counts. And it's a 2-year cycle, so we've got a lot of other test matches to play as well. So Australia is the perfect place to start, perfect place to gauge where we are as a team and take it from there.
Shan, you guys played a pretty proactive brand of cricket against Sri Lanka in the middle of the year. Since then, there's obviously been a lot of change behind the scenes and you've become captain, but is that proactive brand something you still want to commit to and want to see the team commit to?
I think as a test side, in terms of the personnel, we've been pretty much the same. So it's the same group of players, an addition here or there. So I think the philosophy of the guys is probably going to stay the same. And again, it's the perfect opportunity to try and play a decent brand of cricket against the best in the world, and we're really looking forward to this exciting challenge.
And do you feel, I guess in terms of your own experience and what you've seen the team do in the past couple of years, that I guess trying to set the agenda is the way forward?
Yeah, again, you can't be too pushy. You have to take every day in your stride. You have to take it step by step. Be patient with your players. Be patient with your management, and again, like, work the best way forward for the team. And right now, hopefully, as a team, we can look at the bigger picture and keep making those improvements.
Shan, Usman Khawaja was thinking about sort of making a human rights statement on his shoes. Have you, as a team, discussed that, and is there any intention from your group?
Honestly, we've just seen the article, we've just read upon it. It's a Cricket Australia matter, it's a Cricket Australia policy. We as a team can have a discussion about that and only sort of reflect on it upon the rules and the contractual obligations we have as a team. Again, it's a matter that is best for Cricket Australia and Usman Khawaja, and we've just heard of it, so we really don't have an opinion at the minute.
A lot of players at the World Cup were quite vocal in their messaging surrounding Gaza and Palestine. Usman Khawaja obviously made a statement here, a general human rights statement. Is it something that the PCB or you would offer support to Usman for doing?
Again, it's it's a personal message from Usman Khaja and a personal matter which involves him and Cricket Australia. We as a team have just been sort of exposed to this news. We'll have a chat about it. We'll see what our sort of responsibility as a team is, and then only we can sort of make a decision on it.
To the cricket, there's some discussion around, obviously now Sarfraz Ahmed is perceived as being the number one choice wicketkeeper. Rizwan doesn't have the worst record here either. Is there any, I know you said you're discussing finalising certain things, is there any possibility of potentially playing one of them as a specialist bat?
Look, I think that's one of the hardest decisions to make. They've both been top-class wicketkeepers for Pakistan over the years. They've played some memorable innings as batsmen. They've had great performances behind the wicket as wicket-keepers. So it's a very tough decision to make, and like you said, that possibility will always be open. I don't jump into comparison between players. I think each and every one of our 18-member squad is somebody that can take the field tomorrow and in this series. So there'll be some tough decisions to make, which hopefully we can take the best one in terms of the interest of the team and the result.
And if they both play, do you know who keeps?
Again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see who the better fielder is and where we might require someone to field.
Just one more on the philosophy. Obviously, you're captain of Yorkshire. You've seen what's happened in English cricket up pretty close in recent times. Like, how much does that come into your view of how to play Test cricket, or how to win a game of Test cricket these days?
I think at the end of the day, the individual bit is the player's responsibility. You as an individual have to go out there and sort of play the way that suits you, that suits your game. That's why you've been selected, or that's why you're part of a particular team. I have my way. A certain player might have his particular way. What we try and encourage to do is we try and lay the basics of the game. This is what we require to hit as a team, and I think in Test cricket it's pretty obvious you need 20 wickets to win a Test match. So that a lot of that revolves around that, and then you want to create time and space for those 20 wickets to occur, because a lot of the times you can play on a deck that's suited to batting. So how do you create that time? You probably create that by scoring a bit quicker. Again, we're not talking about going gung-ho or anything like that, but again, just play the way that suits you, that suits your game, and also the opposition. I mean, if you let a good opposition ball in an area all day long, they'll have your number. So it's picking your battles, it's being sensible, and it's about seeing the requirement of the game and seeing that what are the ways we can sort of save time in a game and sort of create a situation where taking 20 wickets would be easier.
So trying to win the game rather than worrying about how not to lose it.
Absolutely, you have to be positive. You have to always think. That's what we said. For us, it's about the bigger picture. We want to come into these conditions and see what are the best ways to win a cricket match. And we'll make mistakes. We might not get over the line, but again, it'll be a great learning for us. But for us right now, it's seeing the bigger picture and seeing how we can play that brand of cricket.
Talk about the bigger picture. I know England have been talking about trying to save Test cricket. Is that a similar view from your philosophy, from your perspective?
Look, I think we all love playing Test cricket. It's the ultimate. It's the pinnacle. Like I said, we don't need any more motivation in terms of this series. We're playing in Australia. We're playing against the world Test champions. But yeah, Test cricket for us, as a nation, has taken a bit of a hit because we normally play 6 Test matches a year. If you count these 2 Test matches, it'll be 5 Test matches for this year. So it's not enough. We'd obviously like more Test cricket, and I think by being a side that is a winning side that produces results home and overseas, we might sort of get more Test cricket in the future. So for us, we want to play more Test cricket. We want to play against the best teams in the world, and we want to play an exciting brand of Test cricket.
And finally, have you had a chance to look at the pitch? What do you make? Any first impressions, thoughts?
A bit. I think we've been very fortunate that we played at this amazing venue in 2019. We played a pink ball day-night Test match. Pink ball obviously behaves a bit differently, but there was nice carry, some pace in the wicket. A lot of our guys got runs. It was a 3-day first-class match against a decent Australian A opposition. We got them out for fairly cheap in the first innings, but the match went to a draw. So we've got then we played 2 T20 games. I think playing white ball here was harder than red ball because you have to go from the word go in white ball, and getting used to the pace and bounce can be a bit challenging. But I don't see anything different from those two occasions that we've been here. It will offer some pace, it will offer some bounce. There's decent amount of grass coating, but we've also looked at the test match between Australia and West Indies. So again, it's about how can we adapt to these conditions and how do we sort of respond as a batting and bowling side here.